Hey friends! So I was asked to share a little bit about how Hasidus has changed my life. So first of all, thank you for asking me that question, because for the last 2 weeks I had the opportunity to really just stop all the time and be like, wow, I cannot even begin to think of all the ways Hasidus has changed my life. But I want to share with you a few ways. First of all, my name is Hannah Margulies, and nice to meet you. If we met last year in Toronto, then hey! And we've never met, and hope to see you here in Eretz Yisrael or in Toronto. So I grew up on a farm in Uxbridge, Ontario, not so far away from you. You can come visit if you're the farm type. And my Jewish education consisted of my parents teaching me whatever they knew. And the main thing my parents did is that whatever they taught us about Judaism, they taught us to do with the joy. So one of the main things I knew about Judaism was Yom Kippur, you go to shul. And so that was the funnest day. My parents made so much fun. We had the best snacks and the best music in the car ride. I know it sounds funny, but they didn't know those aren't the things you do on Yom Kippur, but they knew okay, it's a Jewish day, so let's make it fun. So my impression of Judaism was always something of joy, and that it's something really, really special to be a part of. I was the only brown-haired kid, a school of all blonde hair, blue-eyed kids, that sore thumb, the Jewish kid, and I always felt so proud to be Jewish. So that's really my introduction to Judaism, was something of positivity. And when I was about 16, I got involved with NCSY. So I became from, whatever that means. I'm really not into all these boxes I put myself into, whatever that is, was a Torah observant. I became observant and very much in a lichvish way without Hasidus. Of course, Hasidus is seeped into so much, and one of the first things I was really attracted to was Kabbalah, what's that? But I really very much lichvish mindseted. So one of the blessings I have is I was able to appreciate what it means to be an Orthodox Jew without Hasidus, and then to learn what it is to have Hasidus and how that completely flips over everything for me. So when I was 18, I was diagnosed with a rare and aggressive form of cancer. So thank God, as you can see, healthy and well. It's a wig because I'm married, thank God. Not because I lost my hair, but yeah. I remember when I was sick, I was so excited to wear a wig for other reasons. And I learned a lot. And one of the things that really helped me through treatment was learning Tanya and getting connected with Hasidus, the Rabbi Kai Cohen in Toronto, and I had all these questions, and the Judaism I had, I needed an upgrade. It wasn't answering my questions, it wasn't filling me with purpose the way I needed true purpose in my life. So that's how I got into Chabad Hasidus, was when I was sick. And afterwards I went to Mechonalta, and after that I went to Beis Chanatzvat. Yeah, trick. And so I just wanted to address a little bit about me, and what I want to share with you is just some of the ways that Hasidus has really infiltrated my day-to-day life. And one of them is the way I view myself. I used to be so into self-improvement and reading Musar books, and every time I saw something negative inside myself, I'm like, oh no, I'm still angry, I'm still impatient. And you know what, I wake up in the morning and I'm like, hey animal soul, good to see you. You're gonna be jealous today? No problem. You're gonna be angry today? No problem. Geschmack, gewaldig. I'm not as confused as who I am. Yes, I'm going to be angry and jealous and mad and stubborn. Yes, I have this animal inside of me, and I don't need to be ashamed of it. God gave it to me. It's actually what allows me to serve Him in this world. It's a beautiful thing, and I can embrace it. Not allow it to control my life, but I can understand it's not in charge, and so it doesn't scare me. It means my emotions don't need to scare me, and that's huge for me. I can have a temper tantrum inside, no problem, because my brain gets to be in charge. That's really what Tanya has given me, is that I understand that I identify as a godly soul. I identify as a part of Hashem and altar of ads, in case we didn't believe Him, mamish, literally a part of God. And so that's what I identify with. And so when other aspects of me come out, it's okay, I just need to have to re-identify more with this godly soul. I have to really impact on myself that this godly soul is my true eye, the eye that's connected to Hashem's eye, the true makor. And that, okay, my godly soul is having a tantrum, that doesn't scare me, that doesn't offend me, that doesn't offend my sense of identity. So that's been a huge shift for me. The Rebbe said that Sigmund Freud, Shlomo Freud, whatever his real name was, he dug deep and he found the id. But if he dug even deeper, he would have found the yid. Meaning sometimes we go deeper inside of ourselves and we see negativity and trauma and so much, and we feel shame, so many different things. And we could see them and not be scared of them, not identify with them. Okay, that's part of what Hashem put inside of me, but that's not me, right? I am this Halak Elokai, like they say, Hashem, the soul you gave to me, right? So yes, I very much feel like this animal soul, but really realizing I am this nefesh elokeh. So for me, that's huge on a daily basis, is not being freaked out by the fact that I have an animal soul. It's totally okay and beautiful and great. And I'm going to rock out life as a nefesh elokeh, who's not afraid of my fears and my emotions and my negativity. Okay. Another thing is that the Rebbe has this awesome mimer called Ragla de Pama Rabba, and my husband said it at our L'chaim, and being a good kala, I learned it a few times, and it's mamish life-changing. And so what the Rebbe says there is that we need to do tshuva with simcha. And why is this? Because we have no koach, ein lanu koach for mariris bechlal. We have no koach for bitterness at all, nothing. The only thing we need in this generation is we need to strengthen ourselves and to encourage ourselves. That's what we need. We need to encourage each other and strengthen each other, and encourage ourselves and strengthen ourselves. And for me, this really teaches me to be kind to my animal soul. It's kind of like, imagine you had your own personal like shopper, and someone who like fed you every day and clothed you and brushed your hair for you and carried your books for you and like spoke for you all day and just like took care of you. And at the end of the day, you're like, you did okay. You could do better. That's kind of schwach. You know, like, do you think they're gonna show up the next day? So when I rag on my animal soul, I don't give it any pleasure. What does it learn? It's like, hey, I don't want to like work for you, golly, so I'm not interested. So in Tanya, we learned that, you know, we're really giving our animal soul an education, because it's not good, it's not bad. It's just looking to be educated like an animal. You can train it. And so when I do Torah mitzvahs, what do I sometimes do? Is I'm like, okay, don't feel gaiva, be bittul, okay, you know, like, give tzedakah, don't feel so good, you didn't give so much, it's not really your money anyways, you know, or like, you know, I helped someone, like I was at a party and like spent the whole night with the bubby, instead of like talking to everyone just to make the bubby feel good, don't feel so good, Chana, like, you should have done that, that was your achraya. So what does my animal soul learn? Oh, doing holy godly things equals zero pleasure, stay away. And when I actually finally eat some cake, it's like, amazing, eat more of that, you know? Versus if after I do a mitzvah, like, wow, I just gave tzedakah, I just drew down Hashem's essence into this world, mamish, and I connected with my vitality of my body. So what does my animal soul experience? Oh, pleasure. You do something good, you like go out of your way for someone, do something for your parents, allowing myself to actually feel good about it. And that's for me is what is fulfilling what the Rebbe is saying, so we need to strengthen ourselves and encourage ourselves. To be like, wow, I'm actually doing something good. And as a guy, but no, I know it all comes from Hashem. It's not Hashem is giving me koach, but I understand Hashem made me a certain way that pleasure runs us, right? The highest part of our soul, yeah, and atik. And like the highest part of Kesser is pleasure. And so I need to motivate myself, to motivate that ratzon is through pleasure. So that's something that I found, and you could try it too if you want. It's like when you do something good, take 2 seconds, take 10 seconds, we've got time, and just feel how good it is. Like simcha shel mitzvah, like wow, tiny. It's not like yay chana. It's like wow, I just did something incredible. Let me really feel that for a moment. For me, that's so motivational. You know, especially like it's really hot. It's really hard to dress sneeze at the moment. You know, like it's funny, like I don't judge anyone for she doesn't dress sneeze. It's like I get you. Like I want to be with you, you know? Like so it's just like let's taking a moment at the end of the day and be like, wow, I actually put on stockings all day long. Yeah, it's like, wow, like, I just did a minhag, which is like the highest level of like Hashem's ratzon that he didn't even say, but we intuited, like, whatever chassidus you have, just like, I just try, like, whatever chassidus I have, just try to meditate on, make myself feel good, like, wow, I actually just did that for Hashem all day long. Another big thing that chassidus has helped me realize is that I'm making choices. You know, it's like telling, like a 2-year-old, like, don't eat that, because it's non-kosher, and non-kosher doesn't taste good, it's achsa, uchsa, achsa, echsa, and then they try it when they're 15 and they're like, this is delicious. Like, what were they talking about? So to make tuma look like disgusting, like, it's delicious. Like, you know what I mean? Like, realizing that I'm making choices, I'm not choosing to engage in averos, not because they're not amazing, not because they won't give me a great life, I'm sure they'll make me rich and beautiful and famous and all good things. You know, I'm choosing not to engage with it because I'm choosing a higher reality of being connected to my makar achayim, the source of life. I'm not choosing it because I'm going to get some secret brachas that the other person isn't going to get. I'm not interested in those brachas. If I want brachas in this world, like, fine, okay, yeah, like mitzvahs are the way to that. But if you want, like, if I want quick brachas, I have to acknowledge, like, yes, you know what, not dressing sneeze looks cool. It looks so great, actually. It looks amazing and fun and fashionable. If I'm going to tell myself it doesn't look cool, I'm lying to myself. Realize, yes, it looks awesome, and I'm sure it feels so much better than, you know, being in all these long sleeves right now. But I'm not choosing that because I'm choosing a higher reality of engaging my entire body in this mitzvah called snua, of allowing my inner reality to be revealed, right? Concealing for the sake of revelation. And allowing myself to realize I'm making choices, that I'm never trapped. You know, I'm not choosing this because I'm afraid I'm not getting Lam Haba. I'm not choosing this because really it's not good for me. I'm choosing this, mamish, because I want to be connected to my source, and that's it. And for me, it's totally changed the way I look at the world. Not about reward and punishment, not about like how pleasurable it's gonna feel now. Like really just saying, okay, I'm making a choice that I want to choose Hashem in this world, and that's it. Okay. Yeah, because I want to indulge my godly soul, just as I want to indulge my animal soul. I also want to indulge it in the mitzvahs it wants to do. And really just seeing my godly soul as me and like, wow, I need to indulge me right now. And asking myself throughout the day, what does my godly soul want right now? You know, like, does it want to paint? Does it want to read Torah? Does it want to pray? Does it need a friend? Like, living with my godly soul is my main identity. Like, what is my godly soul actually thirsting for? Like, it came down to this world to express God's light. How can I give it room to express itself right now? Another big thing that Chassidus Mamish helped me with is just realizing that everything is a makor. Everything is a source. It's always like, hey, where does this soul come from? What world? Like, before Tzimtzum, after Tzimtzum, like, everything is a source, you know? And so when I'm going through life's challenges, being like, okay, what's the source of this? Not that I actually could know, necessarily. I do live in Svat, but I'm not that type of makubal, you know? Just like, okay, let me just think for a moment and realize there's a source. You know, there's someone very close to me who battles depression. And so I can see it as just like negativity and darkness. And I'm like, wait a second, like the Rebbe has a positivity bias. What's the source of this? Like, oh, what does Chassidus say about depression, about my shkera? That there's such high, mamish high lights. They don't have the proper kalim to come into. I mean, the kalim are too small for all this light. And so it hurts the person not to be able to fully express their light. And they get kind of trapped in these smaller vessels when there's such a big light. So like helping that person in my life find ways to get a bigger vessel to express all this light in their life, meaning not diminishing the light and not just widening the vessels, but really feeling, wow, this person has so much light and that's why this depression is coming. And let me find ways to express that light to build vessels. You know, and just like seeing my life through this way of what's the source of this, what's actually going on behind the scenes, behind that curtain. And not just seeing things at face value, and especially when I meet people, not just like, you're not just some stum person I'm seeing on the beach, like, you have a neshama, like, source in Atzmas or in Sof Baruch Hu, like, what's the source of this person? Like, what's the higher meaning of us meeting? Like, always just keeping the higher worlds and this bigger plan of Hashem, like, concealing himself for the sake of this ultimate revelation at all times. Like, okay, whatever concealment is going on in my life, okay, like, I know behind the scenes is because there's this awesome revelation about to happen, like, how can I help manifest that revelation into the world? So for me, that's a big thing, is always like using Chassidus to help me see what's going on behind the scenes. So I don't just get stuck in this physical world, but I can understand and appreciate that there's a bigger dynamic at play. So those are a few things that really helped me. And overall, like my husband and I say to each other like twice a day, like what would we do without Chassidus? So I'm definitely very grateful for Chassidus. And at the same time, it's something that I found on my own. And therefore, I feel like, yeah, it's mine. Like, I'm this rebel, Baal Tshuva, you know? And I appreciate that. I teach Chaim Mishka Seminary girls, amazing girls, and I appreciate they've been taught Chassidus, like, in their bottle, some of them. Others more later in life. And for them, it might not have the same, like, it's being kind of forced on them, like, you have to do this, and, like, I just really respect the journey of a girl who's raised in a religious home. I don't think there's really such a thing as an FFB. Like, I think every person has their own dynamic relationship with Hashem that they carve out for themselves. And sometimes it's a lot harder to be raised in a religious home, I believe, because when you're a Baal Tshuva, it's exciting, it's yours, you found it, it's mine, you know? Versus someone handing it to you, shoving it down your throat, it's like, ugh. And so I really appreciate these girls I teach, because really they teach me what it means to build a real relationship with Chassidus. and how to work at it, and even when it's been something that's being given to you, not just being like taking it, but